Hello, my friend Steve the Hurricane here, and on today's episode of A Drink with the Hurricane, we are going to talk about the top 10 consumer marketing referral sources. Cheers.
A Drink with the Hurricane, the home care sales and marketing talk show that discusses all things growing your home care business.
All right, so as we get started here, I am excited again to be continuing to announce that the Home Care Pulse Report, the new one for 2020, just came out a couple of weeks ago. And if you want to get a copy of it, you can go to homecarepulse.com and you can enter in code Hurricane20, and that'll give you 20% discount off the full price if you wish to do so. You can check that out on your own. But what I love about this benchmark study, and I love about talking about consumer marketing, is I always talk about direct referral marketing. That's the majority of the things that I discuss as part of the Drink with the Hurricanes, because the direct to referral source marketing produces the biggest return on investment. And next week, I'll do a video on the best referral sources. But when it comes to consumer marketing, you have to have a 1-2 punch. You have to have direct referral marketing, and you have to have direct-to-consumer marketing that's going to be able to bring you the abundance of referrals we need to scale and grow our business to multiple 7 and even 8 figures a year in revenue. So what are the best referral sources for consumer marketing? Well, let's take a look. As I share my computer screen right here, you can see SEO is the #1 referral source type, meaning that if your website gets the traffic, you are going to get more people contacting you for services. And when you look at it, and I love the way the Home Care Pulse breaks this down, if you add this up, this comes out to almost 100%, meaning the people who surveyed, out of all the people who surveyed, 100% of them chose one of these things as their #1 direct-to-consumer marketing source. Now, this column over here represents what percentage of their total revenue came from that referral source type. And this can help us to determine, should we invest in this or not? So for example, let's look over here. Again, 18% of people said that their SEO was the #1 way consumers find them on the internet for their direct-to-consumer marketing report. And that generated 20% of the revenue that came into that business. So if I have $1 million business, 20% of my revenue is $200,000 in total revenue. That's a really good, worthwhile investment to invest in SEO for my organization. Let's look at another one. The biggest one, return on investment, was Facebook. Now, only 8.5% of people said that that was their #1 consumer referral source, but 28% return on investment is a worthwhile investment, because if you think about it, again, for every $1 million, that's $280,000 in total revenue that came from that referral source type. Let's look at another one that generated a lot of revenue. The newspaper. What? The newspaper? Only 3.7% of people surveyed said that that was their top referral source type, but almost a quarter of the revenue of that business that said that was their #1 came from newspapers. Now I'm thinking to myself about newspapers. How could newspapers be effective still? Like, this is the 21st century. I don't even check the newspaper anymore. But you got to think about our patients, the people who are contacting us for services. Many of the people who are contacting us for services are in their 70s and 80s and older. And if you have a spouse, say I'm 80 years old, that would mean my wife, Susan, would be 82, because she's almost 2 years older than I am, right? Like, half the year, she's 2 years older than me, and half the year, she's 1 year older than me. So she's almost 2 years older than I am. So if my wife were to have something happen to her at 82 and I'm still around, and I'm an old timer at 80 years old myself, I'm not going to go on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook profile. I don't check the internet. That's a newfangled dangle internet thing. That thing is evil to me, right? I'm going to pick up the old-fashioned newspaper because that's what I'm accustomed to. So it's interesting looking at all the different type of leads that we can get. The more technologically sound is going to probably be a family member contacting me for services, an adult child or an elder law attorney or a guardian or someone of that choice, a power of attorney. If I'm going with the more traditional type, newspapers, maybe even television, because a lot of the seniors don't have Netflix and web streaming services. Those are the people are going to be spouses of patients who need services. So as you're thinking about what are the direct consumer marketing vehicles I should use, take into consideration what target audience am I trying to reach. Everything's all about divide and conquer. 50% of our business should come from consumer marketing. So pick 2 or 3 of these items here that you wish to invest in, and then move forward with confidence, knowing that you should be able to get about 50% of your revenue goal for the next 12 months from said advertising type. And so that's our tip for the week, folks. If you need help with this, if you need help scaling and growing your business, reach out to us. We have been helping businesses grow their census revenue and profits for 8 years now. I guarantee we can help you blow away the competition.